the season, Chicago will be the most interesting team, and they were, but it was mostly based on dysfunction and a coach in the hot seat. And I look at them now, and I'm like, I don't see a lot of dysfunction. I mean, the family, there's a lot of kids in the family. It's one of the poor older ownership